Hi guys, this is Lada from astrolada.com with your weekly horoscope for the 28th till the 4th of December, and it's gonna be a new moon this week, so we have a lot. I'm gonna, even if you can help me and put some timestamps when I'm talking about each sign, the second part of the video I'll be talking how the new moon is going to affect you over the next 2 weeks, because the new moon always affects us longer, for 2 weeks of new beginnings, growth, new opportunities that come. The first part of the video I'll speak a bit more about overall the week, how the planets are aligning, what aspects they're making, so bear with me. I'll try to be as fast as possible, not to take too much of your time. And before that, make sure you check all my courses, all my webinars that I offer at astrolada.com. My last one is Rahu and Ketu. It goes on for many hours, and it's the most comprehensive webinar on the South and North Node that I've even seen online ever made. So anyway, how does the first week of December look and the last few days of November? Well, basically the beginning of the week starts with Venus square Uranus in cardinal signs. So there might be some shifting and changing attitudes towards your values, towards especially to more old traditional values, because Venus is in Capricorn, which means something old, something traditional. Venus rules values, what we consider valuable, attractive, beautiful, worth our time and energy. So, and Uranus is the new energy, new rebellious energy. So the beginning of the week there might be some subtle or kind of changes that are happening within us in regards to what we consider valuable, beautiful, some sudden surprises, maybe not long lasting, but just little bit sudden surprises in regards to our relationships, because Venus also rules love. So a partner can surprise us in some way, or some relationship can surprise us with something unexpected. You know, I cannot say whether it's going to be negative or positive, but I don't think it's going to be like the end of the world or anything like that. It's just be prepared to have surprises from loved people, which is Venus, especially if you're ruled by Venus, which means if you have your ascendant or moon or sun in Libra or in Taurus, the beginning of the week might not go exactly according to plan, because Uranus is aspecting with a hard aspect to your planet Venus. So Taurus and Libra people, kind of your routines might be shaken up a bit. You might feel more excitable, you might feel a little bit more restless as well, and you just be prepared that some things can come out of the blue and for you to react. Otherwise, for everyone else, the Venus square Uranus is about changes, certain changes in regards to love, in regards to relationships, in regards to your attitude towards those themes. People that work in Venus kind of careers, which is fashion, women, art, design, beauty of any sort, anything creative as well. They can have some sudden surprises as well, sudden ideas that come out to shake some old ideas of theirs, and something that they have to adapt to. And then the week continues with Sun squaring Neptune, which is on the 30th of November. I think that's like the Tuesday or Wednesday. Let me just check. 30th of November is Wednesday. You might feel it the day before, the day after, you know, it's not just exactly on the day this is happening. And it's a difficult aspect between the Sun and Neptune, which indicates that matters of the Sun, which usually mean career, goals, kind of activities, many different activities, because Sun is a masculine planet. It indicates our actions, our plans for the future as well. And when Neptune squares it, we might not be exactly clear about certain details about those plans, so they might not go exactly according to plan again. But people who are in creative fields, because Neptune is the high octave of Venus. Venus, as we said, is anything creative, but Neptune is creative as well. It's music, art. If you're in any spiritual career, then this can be a transit that helps you in the middle of the week, that makes you even more mystical, more inspired, more dreamy, more visionary. But for people that are in careers or that are busy with activities that are more business-like, more logical, more structural, more have to be more arranged, more proper, more business-like, as I said, this can be a little bit more of a confusing. In the middle of the week, there might be some confusion, especially coming from male figures in their life, from bosses of some sort, which is symbolized by the sun. The sun rules any kind of male figure, so for everyone in the middle of the week, there might be some ambivalence coming from male, important male figures in your life, some kind of mixed messages or actions that they say one thing but do another thing. This is the nature, the more negative nature of Neptune. So not necessarily you'll be lied to straight direct, but be careful, because this is, you know, someone can make a promise for you or promise you something for work, or you might be, if you inclined yourself to overpromise, you might do it yourself and then end up disappointing others. In the worst case scenario, you can, you know, you can or others might mislead you on purpose. When the sun is square Neptune, it tends to happen more often. People that have naturally such more dodgy, wishy-washy inclinations, when the sun makes a difficult aspect to Neptune, this kind of comes out to the surface more. So if you're making some important business decisions, career decisions, be aware that till the middle of the week you might not be clear exactly on all the details, so there might be something that you're not, that might not turn out exactly as planned, or you might be given, you might see it in a way that does not pan out to be exactly as you expected, or someone can present you some idea or some actions in a way that is not fully as it is. So be prepared to be a bit more cautious to details. But otherwise, as I said, it's kind of, and people can feel a little bit less motivated, a little bit more dreamy in the first 3-4 days when the sun is squaring Neptune. But then on the 1st of December we have an amazing alignment between Mars and Jupiter, and I think it will act the previous 2 days, so this can be very protective influence, and the next few days. So the 1st of December is what? Is Thursday. And I would say that even the day before that and the next 2 days after that, so again, the middle of the week, we have a very protective, very positive influence that we start the beginning of December with 2 planets of energy, Jupiter and Mars, aligning in a harmonious aspect in air signs. So any activities connected to communication, to speaking, to writing, to learning, which is what to being in touch with people, you know, through any kind of interactions with people, any activities in groups, in partnerships, will be strongly supported. And we'll have the green light to proceed, and actually already the moon is growing on the 1st of December. The new moon has happened on the 2nd, which I'll talk about at the end of the video, and Mars and Jupiter are aligning in a trine aspect. Beautiful, they're 120 degrees apart from each other. So even though this week might start a little bit more confusing, when it progresses, it just fills you up with energy, with enthusiasm, with passion, which is what Jupiter is: enthusiasm, faith. Mars is passion, is action, acting on your ideals. Jupiter is our ideas, high-minded ideas, something that we dream of and really want, and something that can create even wealth in our life, and that can create some kind of abundance or meaning or happiness. This is enjoying our life. This is Jupiter, and Mars is action. So our actions can align very well with our higher purpose, with our higher ideals, with what will make us joyful and happy in the long run, or even bring us abundance. So taking actions from Wednesday onwards is extremely beneficial, because the new moon has passed already Wednesday. Thursday onwards, when the moon starts appearing as a little crescent already, and so it's a good, you know, if you want to start new projects, do it from Thursday onwards. The universe will support you in an amazing way. Sorry if the light disappeared. We'll start it in a second. Yeah, I hope you can still see me. Maybe it got a little bit dark here, but the lamp switched off. Okay, and especially in regards to, you know, each sign will feel this trine between Jupiter and Mars in a different way. For example, the air signs will feel it as personal inspiration. Their actions, the air signs are Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, whether it's your ascendant, sun, or moon. And they'll feel it as inspirational actions, as green light to start new things in their life, as getting more energy personally, as more action, go forward, you know, because it's happening in their fire signs, in their action houses. So really auspicious time for the air signs from the middle of the week, and even a little bit before that they'll start acting from Thursday onwards, new beginnings. The stars will support you and will help you inspire actions. For the water signs, which are Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio, the trine between Jupiter and Mars is happening in, what is it? In their emotional houses, basically in the 12th, 8th, or 4th houses. So something good and positive can happen in new beginnings, and they can start initiate actions, or some support can come to them from family members, from in regards to their home, in regards to their personal life, some kind of actions they can take which can be healing, which can be emotionally bonding with others as well, which can be more imaginative and in a deeper emotional level, which can be somehow healing the soul in some way. And for the earth sign, which is Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo, this is happening in their earth signs, in their material houses. Basically, they might have some positive development in regards to money, in regards to career. They can take some positive actions in regards to work, in regards to some practical material activities and actions. So if you want to fix something, if you want to do a new project, if you want to, you know, anything which is tangible, anything which is visible, anything which is connected to resources, to money, to work, to career, the earth signs will be strongly supported in regards to that by the Mars square Jupiter. For example, you can get something materially, you can achieve some goal in a material way, the visible way that you've been trying to do. You can receive support from authority figure, from work in some way. Yes, indeed. And then we have the fire signs. The fire signs. For the fire signs, which is Aries, Sagittarius, and Leos, the trine between Mars and Jupiter is energizing their relationships, so they can receive great support from friends, from co-workers, teammates, relatives, siblings, from partners, from business partners. Great for cooperating with others in some way the middle of the week till the end. For example, to do business partnerships, to sign some contract, to make an agreement with someone, to do something together with another person, or to go and ask for support from another person. To do something together, you know, from friends or from organizations or from groups, to communications, to increase communications, because the Mars, Jupiter triggering their social houses, so kind of building bridges for others and taking actions with others, or if they have some important projects that involve other people as well, to do it then. And popularity and support comes as well more from others to them. So take action. You have to take action, so such people can help you as well. And that's why I really love how the week is proceeding and how it's concluding with this beautiful Mars trine Jupiter. And let me see, and then Mars is also making a sextile to Saturn by the end of the week, so another very good aspect. It's like the second part of the week is tremendous, is fantastic. You know, your actions that you started, which is Mars, start taking tangible form, tangible shape, which is Saturn. They consolidated, they will have lasting positive effects. You can receive some support in your actions, which is Mars, from older or senior or more experienced people, which is Saturn, and Mars is your actions. You can cooperate, young and old people can cooperate well. You can have a lasting results in regards to your actions, stabilizing, or if you're starting something that requires a lot of your energy, which is Mars. Saturn making good aspect to Mars will make sure that you'll be properly kind of dispensing your energy, not like putting too much, getting overly exhausted, because Saturn is a regulating planet which allows us to put the right amount of energy, to be persevering. So any project that you're doing towards the end of the week, you have the consistency of the effort, you have the perseverance of energy, and the staying power, and the moderation not to go overboard. And this enthusiasm that Jupiter infuses into Mars, into our actions in the middle of the week, this excitability, this drive, Saturn kind of tones it down, but in a positive way. So it's kind of will become more realistic in regards to our actions in the end of the week. And if we started with a lot of, you know, excitability, a lot of enthusiasm during the Mars trine Jupiter, Saturn makes sure that we get into a routine, into a step, and continue with prolonged efforts in that direction, rather than just abandon this enthusiasm and let it go, and kind of make us see more realistically where the next action should be. And now let's talk a little bit about the new moon, which is happening in Sagittarius. Don't you just love Sagittarius season? It's just so festive. I love it personally, being a fire sun. When Sagittarius comes, I feel wonderful, and I guess many people they feel much more uplifted the month before Christmas when Sagittarius season starts, because when the sun is in Sagittarius, it has this energy to kind of give us more hope and more humanity in us, and more idealism, and more excitability. Some of the best parties happen during Sagittarius season, don't they? And most festive mood, so to speak. So now there will be a new moon, which means new beginnings, and they will not affect you just on Tuesday when the new moon is happening in Sagittarius. They will continue for 2 weeks while the moon is growing. So this is not a prediction just for the first part, just for one day. This is a prediction for 2 weeks of December, basically the first 2 weeks of December. And what are you going to be observing over the next 2 weeks? Well, there will be new hope being born, which is Sagittarius, in regards to different areas of your life, or new beginnings, or you start getting new ideas or new opportunities that are coming somehow, of new doors opening. And of course, there is a new moon every December or around that time every year. And some people feel them when the karma is ripe enough, they feel them in a really powerful way. Others just feel it as fleeting thoughts and feelings and emotions. So for every person, they will manifest in a different degree, those new beginnings. You know, for some it might be just an inkling, and for others, and it might take some time for it to develop. For others, it might be more tangible new beginnings of real, you know, substance, seeing something of new beginnings. So for Aries, it's happening in the 9th house. So this new moon, and this new moon is squared by Neptune. So just to warn everyone, this new moon, yes, it's very positive, it's excitable, we're full of hope, it's starting to bring new beginnings into us, but something is not fully clear there. We have to make sure we check the details, because something might have to change throughout later on, maybe a few months from now, whatever we started, or a few weeks onwards. Something, maybe we were over optimistic, or maybe someone over promised something or didn't present it exactly as it is, or we just have a bit more of a wishful thinking. So indeed, we feel very optimistic, very positive, with new ideals, with new plans for the future, but just make sure that they're not too unrealistic, and that they're not too, just keep in mind, they can be positive, but keep in mind that Neptune is the planet of fog, of delusions, of deceptions, and it's making a hard aspect to both the moon and the sun for this new moon. So those new beginnings, you might have to refine them and cross the I's and dot the T's later on, and you might have to make some changes, or something might not be clear, something might not be exactly as you imagine it, or as fully truthful or as realistic as you hoped. So what are those new beginnings? For Aries, they're happening in your 9th house, so definitely new plans for the future, new horizons starting to open, maybe new plans to travel for foreign countries, or new plans to renew the desire over the next 2 weeks to learn new things, to open up your mind, to So for some of you might be to pre-qualify for some opportunities that come. For others might be learning some higher knowledge, like delving into astrology, into something esoteric and philosophy that brings meaning and understanding to the bigger picture in your life. Some of you might find a new mentor or inspirational figure. Some of you might just read an inspirational book or inspirational article, which is the 9th house, which kind of gives a different perspective, more spiritual, more high-minded, more optimistic. Helps you see the bigger vision about the future in some way, which allows you to plan for the future better. But remember, this Neptune might be just a little bit kind of bringing some crumbles of illusion or of too mystical or something unclear in regards to those topics. So if you're planning some travel in faraway country or something like that, make sure that that you've researched everything well, because you might end up after that things might not be exactly as you expected them. Then for Taurus, it's happening in your 8th house, this new moon, which means that there might be some new beginnings, new developments, new circumstances in regards to mutual resources, money that comes to you from others, from clients, or from from partners, your partner's resources. And not only money, it can be resources, possessions, money that you mutually owned, or that money that comes to you from banks and something like that, new beginnings. But make sure, again, or taxes or inheritances, make sure you check again the details, that you're not overly optimistic, that everything is clear, because there, again, as I said, there might be something ambiguous there. And for Gemini, the new moon is happening in their 7th house. There might be new beginnings over the next 2 weeks in regards to kind of renewal of relationships, or changing of relationship in such a way that the rules of relationships, whether it's personal relationships or business relationship or marriage, that there might have to be new beginnings there, new opportunities, but also change of the rules in some way. But again, maybe some new partner can come into your life, business partner or personal partner, or the opportunity to cooperate with someone can come on some project together. But again, make sure, or something might be happening in the life of your partner, marriage partner, whatever, that brings new beginnings to them. But again, make sure you check the details, make sure that you're not being misled, or that you're being over optimistic, or someone is over promising something in regards to relationships and not delivering. Then we get to Cancer. For Cancer, it's happening in your 6th house, this new moon. So new beginnings and new developments and new opportunities might come in regards to matters connected to your health, with your diet, with your routines, daily routines. You might decide to re-energize and renew your daily activities, daily routines, to start some new. It's great if you want to start some new workout routine. Cancers, go for it after the new moon on Tuesday. I would say start it on Thursday, when Jupiter and Mars are in trine. If you want to start a new if you want to start waking up earlier, for example, something to change something in your daily routines and habits, fantastic time. But don't be over optimistic again. There might be something unclear there because of Neptune. And 6th house is also your work. So there might be some new projects that are starting in regards to your work. There might be some new beginnings there, some new developments in regards to the environment that you work, so you have to adjust and adapt to those. And 6th house is also rules debts, matters of debt. If you're owning some debt, there might be some new beginnings there, like cleaning the slate, hopefully. And the 6th house is what it is. It's people that work for you, your employees, if you have employees. It's your pets and animals. And it's people that work for you, so there might be new beginnings there. If you want to employ new people, now Cancer can be a new time. If you want to start some new projects with your employees or staff that works for you, now is the time. Or you might get a new pet. That's another combination. New moon in your 6th house of pets. Then we have the 5th. Then we have Leo. It's happening, the new moon in your 5th house, Leos, which can indicate some new ideas, renewal of love, renewal of, over the next 2 weeks, renewal of relationships with children, renewal and infusing something new in your relationship with your child. Maybe starting to do together with your child something new, or your child starting something new, like, I don't know, picking up some new hobby or picking up some new skill. Something new might be happening there. Something new can be happening in the life of lovers. And fifth house symbolizes anyone that we're not married to, but we're in love with, or we're dating. Fifth house is the house of the heart, so people that we fall in love with, but it can also be our spouse, partner, if we're in love, if we consider them very loved. So fifth and seventh house indicates people that we love and that we're in a relationship with. So there might be some renewal or changes there in regards to new beginnings, in regards to your love life, in regards to how you express love and romance, in regards to new beginnings in some kind of hobby, which might be more creative, because Neptune is involved with that new moon. Something more spiritual, maybe more musical, more emotional, maybe like a new hobby of watching movies or whatever. And the fifth house is amusement, so you would feel like giving it more to enjoy yourself, to go to nice theater performances or concerts or whatever it is that you really enjoy. The new moon will allow you to grow these things, to enjoy them more, maybe to start enjoying a new hobby. I am a moon in Leo, so I really need some new hobbies except astrology. So hopefully this will grow some new interest in me and things that I consider enjoyable. So it's a good time over the next 2 weeks, Leos, to have fun, to enjoy yourself, to get involved with your children, to renew certain things in regards to love and matters of the heart as well, or to renew creative projects, to get some new creative ideas that you can implement, whether it's in your business, in your work. So you get this more inspired energy. But remember, because Neptune is involved, something might not be clear, something might be ambivalent, it might be too good initially, then you know, too good to too wonderful. And then we have Virgo. It's happening, the new moon, in your fourth house. Might be new renewal of your relationships with family, new beginnings, maybe something to do with your home, maybe buying something new for your home, maybe changing something in your home in some way. Maybe, you know, your family members, which is the fourth house, and connections with family members, like there might be some new news that comes in regards to those matters, or if you're working with property, with caring in any way, this can be new beginning, new for you in some way, renewal of those jobs, new projects that come to you in some way. Then we have Libra. It's happening in your third house. New contacts can be happening for you. And again, be careful of promises that people do to you. Third house is a social house of other people, whether it's friends, whether it's relatives, whether it's co-mates, whether it's co-workers, teammates, playmates. You know, new beginnings, new contacts. If you want to expand your Facebook presence, your client contact list, commercial activities, new commercial activities might be coming. This is the third house as well. Business deals of any sort. But again, be careful to check all the details, because Neptune can create certain delusions, certain things looking too good, or being, you know, over-promising in some way, giving some promises which they can't keep up after that, or being wishy-washy, and clear a little bit. And also in your dealings with others, make sure that you're not wishy-washy or misleading. Learning new skills, it can open the desire to learn new skills for you, Libras, or open the desire, planning some new events, planning some new trips. Third house rules trips that are under 1 month length, so it might be traveling somewhere, preparing, planning goals, planning plans for travel of some sort, opportunities to travel, new trips of any sort, learning new skills as well, communicating with contact with more people, starting to gradually grow and to renew that area of communications and contacts with others from this week onwards. Then we have Scorpio. It's happening in your second house. New beginnings can open up, and new developments in regards to your resources, to possessions, to something valuable, tangible, material, in regards to money, sources of income, new ideas in regards to how to make money as well, or how to increase your income, or new ideas and possibility to gain something new materially, to buy some object, to buy try some, to grow your assets, to grow your, and they might take 6 months. For everyone this matters. Might take 6 months until you see the results of those new beginnings that are being sown with this new moon. But now those ideas will come, so make sure you write them down. And again, they might be too good to be true because of the Neptune influence, too overbloated, there might be something a little bit unrealistic, so make sure. It doesn't mean they're bad new ideas, just there is an inclination that it might be a little bit, you might not be exactly clear as to the details, so you might be envisioning it in one way and might play out in another. So yeah, Scorpio, just try to be a little bit more cautious when those new ideas are coming, but don't run away from them. Just check your sources, and to kind of ground yourself more realistically, maybe asking advice from others as well. Then we have Sagittarius. Of course, the new moon in Sagittarius is going to affect Sagittarius the most, and anyone who is ascendant sun or moon in Sagittarius will have powerful new beginnings in their life starting over the next 2 weeks. Some of them very tangible, some of them more like ideas that come to you that you have to write down and you can implement over the next 6 months or even up to a year. So especially people that have their sun in Sagittarius, the new moon in Sagittarius indicates that this is your kind of energetic imprint for the next 12 months. So the whole month and the whole first 2 weeks actually, sorry, of December, make sure you Sagittarius, whether it's ascendant sun or moon, when ideas come to you, when opportunities come to you, write them down, take attention of them. And especially those of you Sagittarius who are born around the 30th of November, around the 29th, the 30th of November, you know, those 3 days, 28th, 29th, 30th, latest the 1st of December, you're gonna have the new moon on your sun, which happens very rarely, exactly on your birthday, basically, approximately on the day before or after your birthday, which indicates that the next 12 months will be a huge year for you. When I had a new moon on my birthday, this is when I started my astrology business, like really, really big new beginnings of some sort. So get ready for the universe to open a new chapter in your life. But for all Sagittarius, now is the time. Opportunities will come, start putting them down, start acting on them after, I would say, from Thursday onwards. The new moon is on Tuesday, but allow it to become visible from Thursday, and then start your new beginnings from Thursday, especially when Jupiter and Uranus are in trine, helping you, and you'll receive support, your personal inspiration and support from others as well. So yeah, great. Just make sure that they're, you know, that there might be the need to kind of straighten, that you're not misleading yourself, that you're not imagining it too grand or unrealistic in some way because of the Neptune involvement, that you're not lying to yourself in some way. But it does not mean does not start anything new, because Neptune can manifest in a higher level as well by transmuted, as they call, or regenerated Neptune, even with a difficult aspect, can later on manifest in your new beginnings as something more spiritual, more idealistic, more centered, especially on new beginnings connected to creative or spiritual ideals of any sort, or you know, kind of more soul-centered new beginnings that or are connected to feelings in some way. Then we have Capricorn. The new moon is in your 12th house, and 12th house is a house of endings. So could it be like new beginnings in regards to endings? I don't know how to interpret it always, but it's like December for you guys, Capricorns, is Capricorn ascendant, sun, and moon is like clearing up time, clearing up, seeing maybe with new eyes, and maybe something from the past can come to be renewed over the next 2 weeks and to be completed and to be let go of after that. Something that, you know, something that you haven't dealt with, or something that needs a completion and closing, and closure can come to you. Then we have Aquarius. I'm Aquarius ascendant, so if you happen to have sun, moon, or ascendant in Aquarius, this is for you. It's going to be happening in your 11th house, the new moon. So there might be renewal of or new beginnings in regards to friendships, in regards to social contact. It's a social house for us, Aquarius. The 11th house, a new long-term goals and ideals can come of any sort, or you can have the opportunity to start working on some project, a new long-term project, new ideas for long-term projects as well, that also you can create new contacts with benefactors or like-minded people. For example, if you want to extend your network, if you want to extend your popularity, this moon, new moon in your 11th house will help you grow. That will help you grow, whether it's your audience, or help you grow whether it's your contacts or your influence on others as well, and help you start growing new ideas that can generate a few months or years from now some returns, some gains, which is what the 11th house is about, again. But again, be careful that they're not too flighty, that you might be envisioning them in some way and they might turn out in a different way. It doesn't mean they will not turn out. But if you're starting new goals in regards to something more spiritual, something more artistic, then this Neptune won't be such a problem. And we have Pisces, which means renewal and new beginnings in regards to your career. It's in the 10th house. New beginnings in regards to important senior or authority figures in your life. In new beginnings, you might have some like a new projects at work, or you might have like a new boss, or you might be able to start a new job, or start the search for a new job, or you might be starting some sorry about that, some new responsibility, worldly responsibility of some sort. And make sure that you check the structural and of those new opportunities, that you make sure, because of Neptune, if it's some creative job, if it's some creative career, that can be positive despite of the difficult Neptune aspect. If it's some spiritual aspect as well, but otherwise there might be something that is not fully clear, again, is not the structure is not properly arranged, or it promises something but it turns out to be a bit different. But still, new beginnings there are possible, and new beginnings in regards to your social status, Pisces. So that's the week for you. That's the first week, the first few days of December with the new moon in Sagittarius. I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Check out my courses, check out my classes. No one has ever wanted a refund. I think I've just had one refund out of 500 people who bought my classes. And if you really want to understand astrology on a deep, very easy level, if you're amateur or advanced astrologer, I'm sure that if you like my style of explanation, you'll love the courses. And I really give it all. I give my soul and heart. I never do anything half-heartedly. And I you know, so hopefully you enjoy those courses. Thank you.